When you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you do good.
Feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling my. You already know. Hi, beauties. It's your girl, Tiffany. I am back with yet another video. You get one back to back today, baby. Okay? We are going to be talking everything birth control. Oh my gosh. Okay, so sis, come to the camera. We got to talk. We have to talk because there is so much that I want to talk about with birth control, but I'm going to make this super, super quick and easy peasy. You're going to get a lot of info and you take with it and do with it what you will. Before we get started, I'm going to need you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button along with the like and the bell notification so that you never miss a video when I post, okay? So let's get this thing going. First thing I want to just say is that I am not a health professional. Do not take my word for, any of this for gold, but I do encourage you to definitely go and do your own research, find out this information. The information is out there for you. So all you have to do is research it and find it. I'm just being the messenger in this case. I've done my research. So I want to just talk about my experience. First things first, I started birth control when I was about 20. Started with the pills, okay? A combination hormonal birth control pill. And I didn't really notice much from it. I just remember me being irresponsible at that age and not remembering to take the pill on time and things like that. So that was my first experience with it. I don't have a recollection of what it was like now at that age. So as I began to get older, I took it into my own hands. Of course, I'm an adult now, moved out, parents' house, all that stuff. So now I'm looking at different options because I know that I'm irresponsible with these pills, right? So I got the Depo shot, right? And I was about 24 when maybe I was like 23, almost 24 when I decided to get onto the Depo shot. The Depo shot is also, it's a little different, but it still does the same thing. Of course, birth control prevents you from getting pregnant. So the difference was that I just needed to go to the doctor every 3 months to get the shot again and so on. So I stayed on that. I remember I only got 2 doses of that, 2 doses because of the side effects of that shot. And the first thing that I noticed with that was that I wasn't feeling right with the Depo. Along with the fact that it blew me up, like blew me legit up. I used to be like a size, I don't know, 3. I'm gonna put pictures in here so y'all remember. For those who know me and for those who don't know me, I'm gonna put them in there so you can see. I used to be a size 3. My boobs, I was a A cup, and somehow at 24, 25, I became a D. Yeah. So anyway, my point to that is that, the Depo definitely blew me up. So after that, I was like, okay, I only took 2 doses of this. I'm done with it. I think I'm just going to go back to the pills. So got back on the pills, and the pills were, what I stayed on throughout, all the way up until now. I'm 32 now. My experience with the pills have been unpleasant to say the least. I mean, from emotional, hormonal standpoints, I was just unstable. And I'm talking about like a mini depression, anxiety, just crazy thoughts. I'm tired all the time. I'm fatigued. My energy level is like in the gutter. I can't focus. My cognitive dissonance is just not where it needs to be, right? The weight gain. I'm not a fan of birth control, if you cannot tell. I'm not in agreement with it. I don't think it does women any good for our bodies, for our minds, for our spirit. Just am not here for it. I'm just not here for it, and I've never been here for it. I've just taken it because it controls me having children at a specific time in life when I did not want them. I really want to take this time to give you a minute to be like, well, wait a minute, am I taking birth control? Am I tripping? Have I been tripping lately? Am I moody? Have I been gaining weight? Is it hard for me to lose the weight? Is my hair falling out? Do I have acne? Is my skin dry? You know what I'm saying? Like, all of these things you need to take into consideration. I have used the Depo and I have used the pills. I've also used like a lower hormonal type of birth control, which was like low estrogen and microgestin and things like that. To me, I saw no difference. And so I will say as well, I actually had an encounter with a doctor. I was just going in for my OBGYN visit, right? Just, normal stuff. And, me and the doctor, we were talking and she asked, what medications and stuff are you taking right now currently and all that. And I told her, I'm like, oh, I'm just, taking a multivitamin and birth control. She said, okay, what kind of birth control method are you taking? And I said, taking the pill. When I tell you, this doctor was like so just upfront with me. She said, why are you taking birth control? And I said, because I don't want to have any children right now. And she was like, why don't you just use condoms? Just use condoms. I said, well, and she was like, I do not recommend birth control. She said, I recommend condoms. Birth control is harmful and I don't advise you to use birth control, period. That's what she said. You talking about somebody's face hitting the floor. I'm like, so what is the alternative? In my mind, even though she said condoms, I'm like, okay, well, what if I don't want to use those? Then what do we do? What's going on, girl? So, and I was younger, a lot younger then, and it didn't dawn on me until I got older, when I started having these, crazy frantic mood swings and I'm going through all these weight changes and all that stuff, that birth control was the culprit. Granted, I am not, I do like to eat. However, me and my fiance went vegan for quite some time. I dropped a lot of weight then. I was more conscious of what I was putting inside of my body. So eating for me is not the issue, okay? Now, there are some women who love food and you overindulge. And I'm not here to judge you, but what I will say is that if you're having weight issues and you're like, I can't get this weight off, but you want to lose weight, you have to take a step back and be like, okay, what am I eating? How often am I eating? Am I drinking water? Do I detox? Am I on birth control, right? Most doctors won't tell you up front, hey, maybe you shouldn't be using this. Some will, but unfortunately, majority of them won't. So, I appreciate that doctor. She was a woman, so woman to woman, thank you, sis. The next thing that I want to talk about is just the different contraceptive methods that we have. Most birth control has the same thing in them universally, okay? It's the same. So I'm just going to, hold on, girl. Let me pull up my info. So the first thing is the different contraceptive methods. We have the pills, the IUD, we have the patch, we have the shot, we have the implant, we have the NuvaRing, we have diaphragm, we have spermicide, cervical cap, birth control sponge, female condom, male condom, and sterilization, okay? Those are all of the birth control methods that we have, right? So let's go to which ones are we using today, okay? Pills is the first thing. Pills have estrogen and progestin. They do have a progestin-only pill, which is called a mini pill. They're just synthetic hormones, okay, that prevent ovulation, that keeps you from producing the necessary egg to be fertilized and so on. They halt that, right? So that's the pill. Now the IUD is hormonal, and then they have the Paragard copper which is non-hormonal. And with the Mirena is hormonal, and Mirena has progestin only. Okay. The Paragard copper does not have hormones in it at all. However, the key word there is copper. Just think about that. The next thing we have is, and by the way, the anything that has just progestin only has an appetite stimulant in it. Okay, so you got hormones, and then you have the appetite stimulant in these methods. Okay, so take note on that. Then we got the patch. Patch has estrogen and progestin. Depo has progestin only. The NuvaRing has estrogen and progestin. And then we get into, the non-hormonal ones, which are the diaphragm and all that. We'll go back to that. So we have the pills, the IUD, we have the patch, we have the Depo shot, we have the implant, and we have the NuvaRing. So we have 6 contraceptive methods that we as women have either taken or we are currently taking right now. Okay. With that being said, I really just wanted to bring awareness that, birth control is definitely something that historically, if we go back to ancestry and all of that, birth control shouldn't even be happening, period. But if you do want to, not have children at this time, or maybe you have too many and you're like, look, boo, we gotta, come up with something else, then absolutely, you may want to look at alternatives in the more natural contraceptive methods. Now, the non-hormonal methods that we have, it's going to be a diaphragm. If you don't know what a diaphragm is, look it up. You basically, it's a blockage that you insert yourself. Look up how to insert a diaphragm, okay? Just go get it, look it up if you don't know what it is. Spermicide. Messy, but it has no hormones. You have a cervical cap, no hormones. Cervical cap, kind of similar to the diaphragm, how you would do that. Birth control sponge, no hormones, okay? Female condom, you would insert that yourself. It's kind of like the male condom reverse, but instead of him, it's you. And then, of course, the male condom. We all know how that works. And then sterilization. Those are the non-hormonal methods, right? So then you have to think, like, am I going to be responsible enough? If you're not wanting to have children and you want to get off of birth control and you're thinking that, hey, I'm going crazy and I'm shaped and feeling like a cow, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, this is no fat shaming. If you are comfortable with the way that you look, then absolutely don't listen to me, okay? You be happy in your skin, I'm just talking to those that are, actively seeking weight loss and they're currently taking birth control and not monitoring what they're eating. Or maybe they are monitoring what they're eating, but they're still not losing weight and they're working out 3, 4, 5 times a week. But if you're taking birth control, that diminishes your hard work. Now, there are some herbs that I've read about. I have not taken them. I don't know, the effectiveness to them. But I did read up on something called neem, Neem, as in Mary, seed, SEED, oil. And this is supposed to be a natural extract that is a birth control method. That you can drink it as a tea, or you can put the oil and just, like a CBD oil or something like that, and you just ingest it that way. I have not taken it, so I'm not sure about the effectiveness, but I have recently come off of birth control. my fiance and I were just like, look, we had a situation and a conversation. She came to him and I was like, look, I need a detox from birth control. Like, I need a detox. I'm feeling crazy. You have all kinds of, and we're grown, so I'm gonna just say, you have all kinds of vaginal issues when you're on birth control as well. You get all kind of UTIs and just all kinds of things. Like, when you look up the side effects to these different birth controls, it's crazy. Crazy. So I had to sit down with him and we talked about it, and he was like, of course, whatever we need to do to make sure that you're healthy and in your right mind, absolutely. So, baby, mama is off, honey. Yes. I am off birth control, baby. I am so elated, excited, ecstatic, all of that. Like, I am so excited. I have been off now. This is my second month and I'm excited about it. I really am. We use condoms, but we don't use just any kind of condoms because we understand you're imposing this request, and I'm imposing this request on a couple who's been, not using them for about 6 years. So, I understand the transition is tough. Okay. But because of the condoms that we use, they are made by Trojan, but they're called natural lambskin condoms. And baby, girl, they feel like the real thing almost. they're so good. So I recommend that to all my girls, honey, and anybody really, honey. So, but no, I recommend that to couples who, may have been together, like I said, for however long, and you're used to not wearing them, and you're like, listen, the condoms, what? Trojan natural lambskin condoms. I had to give you the love, okay? They're legit. They're legit. I'm vouching for him. He will vouch for him too. Like, the downside to them though, they're expensive. They're expensive. We get, if you get a 3-pack, they're like $20. So if you get it, yeah, they're expensive, but they're worth it. If you don't want to be on birth control and you want to feel like your complete sane self, then, try one of the natural methods. Seriously, either condoms or one of the other ones that I named: the diaphragm, the cervical cap, the sponge, the spermicide. Like I said, it's messy, but at least you owe it to yourself, sis. You owe it to yourself to just give it a chance. If, like I said, if you're fine with it and you're like, oh, don't bother me, girl, then you're one of the ones that can tolerate synthetic hormones. But naturally, all of us, okay, don't do well with synthetic objects in our bodies, period. So, take it into consideration. Think about it. Really, just think about it for your health. To my men out there, if you see your woman is on birth control and she is insane, direct her to this video because, and maybe you guys can have a conversation about it, because me and my fiance were very candid about it. I was very candid with him because, of course, I had to bring it up because I'm the one that's feeling the downfall from it all. But, I definitely encourage you guys to at least have the conversation because it's important. Your health is important. Long-term use of birth control and the damages that it does do to you, it's very real. From the Women's Health Initiative, okay, it's an article from them. Women taking synthetic hormones had a higher risk for several diseases, including breast cancer, blood clots, stroke, and dementia. And of course, in my packet of birth control pills, it lists all of the side effects, and everything in there is right here. Blood clots, cancer, cysts, fibroids, I also had a little story time. Okay. I also, in 2011, I believe, I had a myomectomy. A myomectomy is a surgical procedure that removes fibroids. I had a fibroid in my uterus that was the size of a 5-month fetus. Okay. In 2011. And it literally felt like I was sleeping on rocks. And it was painful, very painful. And I had to get it surgically removed. And a lot of women, especially Black women, deal with fibroids. Nobody thought to tell me in 2011, why are women having fibroids, especially Black women? It's an epidemic with Black women, especially. Okay? Nobody's connected the dots and was like, hey, are you on birth control? What kind of birth control are you taking? Because that could directly affect you in that way. However, like I said, I'm not a health professional, but whatever. The next thing I wanted to read was target of progestins, okay? Though it might seem logical that the sex organs would be the primary target for progestins, in reality, their influence is largely on the brain. These molecules regulate aspects of brain function, from how brain cells connect to each other to the birth of new neurons to mood and cognition. So progestin messes with your brain, okay? Jacks your mind up. That's where the depression, that's where the anxiety, that's where the crazy thoughts, all of these weird, mood swings that you have, that's number one. Most birth controls, remember, have that hormone inside of it, period. Some of them have it only, they're all going to have it. So the next one I wanted to read was just about estrogen. High levels of estrogen can put you at a higher risk for other conditions. Elevated estrogen levels are a risk factor for breast cancer and ovarian cancer. According to the American Cancer Society, estrogen dominance can also increase your risk of endometrial cancer. So I'm just giving you the information. Sis, all of my beauties out there, if you're a part of my following, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, YouTube now, this is a new channel, you're a part of my family, a part of my following. So I definitely want my followers and people that, watch my content to be up on what I'm up on. And we got to get off birth control, you guys. At the end of all of this, the main thing here is health. Health is wealth. We already have enough going on at this time. So to add to you in a way that is not necessarily needed is insanity. So are you still taking birth control? If you are, let's talk about it, because we've got to get off of it. From a health standpoint of being able to have your body function properly, to lose weight properly, to have a better, just way of life, we got to get off birth control. And on the flip side, we don't want to attract any kind of disease that could be deadly. I just wanted to bring it to your attention, period, point blank. We have to get off birth control. Whatever you got to do, if you're on it and you're single, why are you on it? In case you have a slip up, girl, boom. Use a condom. Use the natural lambskin condoms, okay? I understand it's different when you're living together. It is. It totally is. But we gotta stay healthy out here, ladies and gents. We do. So that is all for this video. I just wanted to put the information out there. Please go and do your own research. Don't just take my word for it. Seriously though, but I have been off of birth control now. This is my 2nd month and I'm feeling amazing. And I'm still going to the gym 4 times a week. Okay? Because I'm going to lose my baby weight, number one, that I had in January, and just all of the excess that was on me from birth control. Like, get it off of you, sis. It's just weighing you down. Okay. All right. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Like, subscribe, comment. Let's get the conversation going down in the comments below. Definitely, I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and listening to me babble on, but it's a good babble. All right. So I will see you next time. Until next time. All right. Till next time. Bye, guys.